Hey, what's going on, Freedom? Alright, so we're going to talk about DDD today. The DDD principle. Distraction destroying your dream. And, I was reflecting, because I do that a whole lot, on, an old friendship that I had, on why, or any relationship, period. Because relationship is the greatest wealth. And I had, why was I in any relationship that didn't serve me for a long time? And I realized at its core, I was in a relationship that didn't serve me because I was distracted. And I found this to be very true in my life. Whenever I overextended my stay in an abusive relationship or of any kind, it was because I was distracted. Because if I was truly focused on my goals or me growing or me becoming more or me doing what I have to do for myself, it'd be extremely challenging to... It's extremely challenging to destroy a focused man. Like, one of the reasons why homelessness didn't destroy me is because I'm focused. Is no matter how much I've, no matter how much I've, went through with homelessness, the reason why it didn't break me was because I was reading Think and Grow Rich at the bottom. I was, I should have been I should have been doing more so that I'm not homeless. I should have been, and I need to do that now. I'm going to start doing that as soon as I get off this live. Listening to more audiobooks that I have. And the number one reason... Okay, I'm going to get to that in a second. That boils down to what I said. When it comes to music, it depends on what type of music you're making. Because if you're making the crackhead music, and I hate to say that with this type of day, but if you're making the crackhead music we live in today, you just need to get it in front of enough eyeballs to get to your target audience. You need to know where your target audience is. So a great place to start is the Shade Room, or do promotions of your music on different pages, and actually growing a fan base. One of the best ways to grow your audience is to get totally in the minds of your audience. So whether that be you create a persona like that boy SSC, and where they know, like, and trust you, and really, in the words of Gary Vaynerchuk, you have to be putting out music. A lot of artists are not putting out music, and they're not promoting. In the words of one of my big bros, you may have to go offline to go online. But that's not necessarily true if you're willing to commit every day to putting out music, whether it be covers, whether it be you freestyling, whether it be you sharing your videos on influencers' pages, and you, especially if you have a job, I would suggest this. If you have a job and you can afford to, or you have some sort of online income, what I tell a lot from my personal advice to a lot of musicians is, we live in a time and day where you don't want to depend. You want to be an entrepreneur. So I tell a lot of musicians, and because I'm an author at heart. You feel what I'm saying? As you can see, I write all day. I have journals. I have I have paper that's standing, that my phone is standing on. I have lists of oh shit. I have lists of papers. I have lists of papers. I write all day and all night. I could be a rapper. I'm a poet. I'm a lot of things. But for me, in my journey, what I did was I became a marketer first. So I can control, kind of like what Chance the Rapper said on the Breakfast Club very recently. So I don't ever have to sign with anybody because I know what it's like to market myself. I like personally the independent route. It's a lot harder. It comes with a lot more discipline. But if you're not trying to sell your soul just for some fame, then what you can do is you can start posting on YouTube and learning how to rank YouTube videos. You can learn Instagram and how to use IGTV because IGTV is the best thing out right now. So you want to leverage IGTV for music. And most rap videos is not 10 minutes long. And because most rap videos are not 10 minutes long, you can post every day, especially using targeted hashtags, every single day for the next 90 days about your music, your brand, your journey. And like I say to musicians, learn how to make money online so you don't have to depend on a job. You don't have to depend on you don't have to rely on anybody. And you can be multifaceted. So if the music is not popping right now, you're still making money in your sleep. That's the number one thing a lot of independent artists are missing out on. If you learn how to make money online, like say as an affiliate marketer, as a seller of a product, then you can take that skill everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? So if you have clothes, if you have clothes, you have merch, you have a product, you have whatever. You know what I'm saying? Again, I that's the independent route. You know what I'm saying? That's the route I took as an artist myself. I did not take the route of I'm trying to be famous. I rather feed a need and help more people. But I seen some of my mentors do the same thing. They learn how to make money online, and they learn how to scale a Facebook page, and they got their music to 40, 50,000 views because they know how to do Facebook ads out of the norm of making money. So that's the route that that's the route in the next 4 months. I'm going to be doing the same thing. My poetry, my spoken word, I'm going to know how to use Facebook ads to get 50,000 views, 100,000 views, to go viral, etc., etc. So, and learning IGTV, learning shout outs, and learning how to go viral in multifaceted ways and learning how to monetize that all because I learned how to make money online. So, a lot of us, so you don't have to be a slave. If you learn how to do affiliate marketing, which costs $0 to some of the highest would be $1,000, you'll never have to be a slave to anybody. So when your music, like I said, if your music is not popping this month, if it's not paying a bill, your bills will be paid. You still have the freedom to do whatever you want. You can build your own studio. You can have your own distribution. You can have your own YouTube channel. You can sell your own merch. You can have your own fan base, and you can have a nice 6 to 7 figure income on your own. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to, and you could live in integrity. You could live with peace of mind. Now, of course, if you're chasing the fame, then whatever. But not everybody's ideal is to chase the fame and be a celebrity. Some of us just want people to hear our music, hear our artistry, love our artistry, and pay for it with respect. You know what I'm saying? And integrity. You feel what I'm saying? Because some of us, like another person an astrologer did this. His hashtag is Flight Boss, and that's FLIT. It's FLITZ Boss, or that's Dilo. I forgot his name. Dilo Polite Man or some shit like that. Hold on, let me And he did it. He did it via astrology. And I was telling my friend this, who also wants to do music, and he's gifted at astrology. I'm like, yo, he built his astrology channel, and now he's doing all sorts of music. I ain't a fan of his music. I'm a fan of his astrology. So I don't listen to his music. I hate his music, to be real fucking honest. But he built his astrology page to 100 to what was it? I think he's at 100,000 views. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now he has a whole fan base of people who bobbing his garbage ass music. I hate his music, but I love his astrology. So I'll whenever he making music, I'll scroll past it. But when he's talking that astrology, from time to time, when he's not talking, he's an Aries. So when he's talking that fucking long ass lecture, I don't be having time for all that. But his username is DELO. The pilot man, D-Lo, the pilot man. You feel what I'm saying? Now he has a whole bunch of. I don't like his music. I'm not a fan. His music video got 1,000 views, but most artists don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? His astrology videos and his they look straight out of the camera. His shit is mad whack in my opinion. Mad whack. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. But he grew such a fan base that people like him just because they fuck with his astrology. So he has a whole clique of niggas. I had a person add me on Facebook just for the fact that they think we're part of the community. So you gotta grow a persona. So usually most musicians are multifaceted. So you don't necessarily have to see what I'm talking about? You see in his videos. I don't fuck with his music, but I fuck with his astrology. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the new wave of music. You can build your own brand about whatever and be serious about it. And he grew. I've seen him, and I think I need to take my shit more seriously. Well, you can do stuff like email processing system. You can do stuff like you can do stuff like what the hell is this shit called? This email processing system. You can try level rewards, even though that's low ticket. You can try what the fuck is this shit called? Easy one up. You can try multiple things online that cost $100, $300, $500. You just have to do your due diligence on the leader. Do your due diligence. I'm in affiliate marketing right now. You can join stuff like Max Bounty, CPA marketing. You can do CPA marketing, which a lot of times is free to join, and you just got to build a brand around. CPA marketing, which I'm about to really get into in the next 4 months, and I would say CPA marketing. You can do, which is click per action. So anytime somebody offers an email you get paid. Put their email in the funnel system, you get paid. You can do easy one up, which is like $25 to $100 to get in. National Wealth Center, which is I forgot how much that is to get in. Shit like that. I need to actually YouTube this. You can the one that I'm in that I'm gonna scale and start making and gonna be making my first $10,000 a month with is an affiliate marketing, at least, is what the hell is this shit called? That's sad. I don't even remember the name. It's So yeah, okay. So it's what the one that I'm really liking now is what the hell is it called? Not My Lead System Pro. It's it's Power Lead System. So the one that I'm using is Power Lead System. I like that personally. So I'm using Power Lead System. It costs about $60 to start, and you can scale it pretty well. So it just really depends on what you're trying to do. Or excuse me, or you could start with the Conversion Pros. That too. I forgot about that. The Conversion Pros you could start with, and it's $50 a month, 2-week free trial. And I'm about to restart a funnel with that. And just buckle down and get really serious. You know what I'm saying? So again, I would just say, you know, so I'm gonna start with my steps here. And it's gonna be quick. So so one would be when you do you have your goals committed to your memory and your imagination. And I don't mean memory as in I don't mean memory as in your past. I mean memory as in your cognitive memory, your constant. Do you have it to script? And that's something I'm gonna commit to. Do you have it to script? Do you have it to script? You feel what I'm saying? And 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 also, I mean, or do you have it as if it already happened in your memory, committed to memory? And I think I'm gonna do that for the next week or so. Just gonna try it for the next 5 days. Is just commit to memory what I want my future to look like, and say it out loud over and over and over. Because you got to commit to memory your future. You feel what I'm saying? Is your pain more relevant than your past? Yeah, is your pain more relevant than your future? Yeah, excuse me. Is the pain of your past more relevant than the future? And I've happened to understand this because sometimes when you're when you go back to point number one where I said, do you have your future committed to imagination and to your do you have your memory, do you have your future committed to memory? So when your future is not committed to memory, your past is committed to memory. So like you know your past, and you could regurgitate it by memory. You could regurgitate what happened to you in your horrible past, and sometimes that was keeps us locked up. Is we have our future, we have our past so committed to memory that it's all we know, and sometimes we need to have our future so committed to memory that that's all we think about. And I'm going to test myself, in the words of Neville Goddard, of keeping to commitment of my memory what I want. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, I think it's extremely important for us to have this down packed. And is your comparison to other people's process make you stay behind? And I have a huge problem with this, because I used to spend a lot of time scrolling and a lot of time looking at other people's process when I wasn't living my own reality. The harshest thing about the social media era, we can't blame us. You can't blame social media, because social media can be a great tool to make wealth. And I often used to look at other people's lives and not be living my own life, not be living my own not be living my own, not be living my own life. You feel what I'm saying? And that's a problem. So sometimes we have our past so committed to memory that we sit there and we scroll on Instagram and we scroll on social media, just looking at other people's lives instead of making our lives better. Because social media can be a huge transformational position to make our lives better. 5, are you empowering or castrating yourself emotionally? And I used to struggle with this as well, where we often put ourselves in position to castrate ourselves and tell ourselves what we're not. And like, you literally like have to empower yourself, because for my earthly experience, nobody's coming to do it for you. I was watching this young lady this morning about like nobody's coming to save you. When nobody tells us, which is extremely true, and this is one of the things I hope I remember when I get my children, that when people turn 18 years old, parents have to tell their parents, you're gonna have to parent yourself. I can't tell you how important that is, because especially when your parents were not what they should be for you. You know, what they could have been for you. You feel what I'm saying? So, because they were not what they could have been for you, you have to reparent yourself. I have to reparent myself emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And, you know, I have to commit to reparenting my own mind. Telling myself I could do it, appreciating myself, loving myself, creating a new self-image, etc., etc. Because creating a new self-image, because it's very important. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm gonna get some flowers for myself very, very soon, just to tell myself I love myself. You know what I'm saying? And just have it as a testament of love to myself. You know, and give myself my own flowers. And I heard that in an audio one time. I wish I had access to give yourself flowers. Give yourself the flowers you deserve. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate who you are, because a lot of us don't. We like, as men, we are taught to give flowers to women, like they're the only people on the planet who like to feel appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Especially in your workplace, like where your place of work, like clear your space and give yourself flowers. You feel what I'm saying? It's just that important to give yourself those tokens of appreciation, you know, and give yourself those things, you know. And some people see that as too feminine, but the feminine principle is within us both. You feel what I'm saying? And 5, are you having too many cosigns on your dream? Meaning, like, people like just people. Sometimes we want people to co-sign our dream unnecessarily when we can build credit on our own. When we can, and sometimes a cosign is needed, but most times you don't get a cosign. Like, I didn't get a cosign until years later after building my dream, after going through constant failure. I didn't get a cosign, but I didn't even really get a well, I got a cosign till years into my dream, you know. And a lot of us are waiting for others to give us our credit instead of building our own credit. Because there was somebody who saw my credit score and invested in me, you know what I'm saying, per se, and had me leverage their household. So but you don't need a cosign per se. But are you taking practical steps to be obsessive? Are you taking practical growth steps are you taking practical, you know, one thing I had to learn, this is more astrological. Are you taking practical growth steps so you can take obsessive growth steps? And what that means is, sometimes I have this theory of practical growth, practical growth goals, meaning start with stuff that you can actually achieve, but that's gonna make you grow. That's gonna make you a little bit uncomfortable, and then go for the big goals. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing that I'm learning comes with action steps. Sometimes I'm so obsessed with doing the obsessive action steps that I don't do the practical growth steps to push myself to do more. You feel what I'm saying? Because I miss the practical stuff before I go to the obsessive, and you can't do that. Or you can, depending on who you are. But most times you have to do the practical to get to the obsessive. The obsessive, like in other words, an example would be, you're gonna make 100 videos a week or every 3 days. That's obsessive. When you're to sometimes get to your dream, you're gonna have to take practical growth steps and goals. I mean, you're gonna take enough action where it's gonna make you stretch and grow and get results that fill your needs. But you're not gonna take obsessive in an obscene amount of action, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself to the point where you see the actions as so overwhelming that you don't do it at all. And that's what I learned about myself, that you don't want to have such a task, such a high amount of action that you never are able to check off and say, I did that, check off and did it. Because I think one of the most powerful things in the world is being able to check off and say you did what you did. You know what I'm saying? And it's just hugely important, you know. And understand you're not running. And one of the things I had to do is that I had to understand I'm not running a race with anybody. I'm only running a race with myself. But also being able to grow exponentially as well. Not taking so long to learn simple shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can not get your distractions. Not let your distractions destroy your dream.